Welcome to the UK Car Driving Theory channel. In today's video, we're focusing on traffic signs, covering the signing system and important warning signs that you need to know for your theory test. These signs help you navigate the road safely, and understanding them is key to passing your driving test. There are three basic types of traffic signs: signs that give orders, signs that warn, and signs that provide information. Each type has a different shape and color, making it easy for drivers to understand their meaning at a glance. Circles give orders. These signs tell you what you must do or must not do. For example, a blue circle may indicate a mandatory action, like turning left, or a route that is only available to specific types of vehicles, such as buses or cycles. A red circle, on the other hand, will show restrictions, like a speed limit, or a no-entry sign for certain vehicles. Circles are used to convey clear instructions that need to be followed. Triangles warn about hazards. These signs alert you to potential dangers on the road that may require extra caution. For example, a triangle might indicate a sharp bend ahead, a slippery surface, or a level crossing. Triangular signs are always red, which is designed to attract your attention and emphasize the need for alertness. They are there to keep you safe by informing you of upcoming risks or conditions that could affect your driving. Rectangles provide information. These signs are used to give directions or other useful information. For instance, a rectangle might show you the way to a certain location, such as a road leading to a city or a nearby service area. Information signs are usually blue or green, depending on the context. Blue rectangles are used for signs giving general information, while green rectangles are specifically used for direction signs on primary routes. White rectangles are often used for information on non-primary routes or as supplementary plates alongside other signs. There are a few exceptions to these rules that help certain signs stand out. For instance, the stop and give way signs are not shaped according to the general system. They are given special prominence to ensure that drivers pay attention to them. The words must or must not, when used in the descriptions of these signs, refer to legal requirements that must be obeyed by drivers. These are not suggestions, but rules that, if ignored, could lead to fines or other penalties. Warning signs. Warning signs alert you to potential hazards on the road that could require extra caution. These include distance to stop line. This sign tells you how far you are from the stop line, giving you time to slow down and prepare to stop. Distance to give way line. This shows how far you are from the give way line, reminding you to prepare to yield to other traffic. Traffic signals ahead indicates that traffic lights are approaching, so be ready to stop or follow the signal. Traffic signals that operate only at certain times. This sign warns that traffic signals may only be active during specific times, like rush hour or specific hours of the day. Junction signs. Junction signs warn you of different types of road intersections. Crossroads, a junction where two roads intersect at right angles. Be prepared to stop or yield depending on the traffic control. T, junction, where one road ends at another, forming a T. You may need to give way or stop depending on the sign. Side road indicates that a smaller road joins the main road from the side, requiring attention for entering traffic. Staggered junction, a junction where roads meet at an angle but aren't directly opposite each other. You may need to adjust your speed to navigate. At these junctions, the priority through the junction is indicated by the broader line, showing which direction has the right of way. Traffic merging signs. Traffic merges from the left, a warning that traffic from the left will merge onto your lane. Stay alert for merging vehicles. Traffic merges onto main carriageway, indicates that traffic is entering the main road from a side road, and you may need to adjust your speed. Roundabout, a circular junction where vehicles travel around a central island, yielding to traffic already on the roundabout. Bend and junction warning signs. These signs warn drivers about upcoming curves or bends in the road, helping them adjust their speed and prepare for safe navigation. Bend to the right or left if the symbol is reversed indicates a sharp curve ahead, requiring a reduction in speed and extra caution. Double bend, first to the left, or right if the symbol is reversed, warns of 2 consecutive bends, the first in the indicated direction. Drivers should be prepared for changing road conditions. Junction on a bend, symbols may be reversed, indicates that a side road joins the main road on a bend, requiring extra awareness for merging or crossing traffic. Some warning signs are used with additional plates to provide extra details. Adverse camber, this plate used with roundabout or bend signs. This additional plate gives further instructions or information, such as distance to the hazard or advisory speed limits. Risk of lorries overturning on a bend to the left or right if the symbol is reversed. Warns heavy vehicle drivers about the risk of tipping over due to sharp turns. Reducing speed and careful maneuvering are essential. Sharp deviation of route to the left or right if chevrons are reversed indicates a sudden change in direction, often marked by chevron boards to guide drivers safely. Some warning signs include additional plates for emphasis. Plate used with warning signs where a reduction in speed is necessary advises drivers to slow down for safety, often placed before sharp bends or dangerous sections of the road. Road narrowing signs. Road narrows on both sides. Warns that the road ahead becomes narrower, requiring careful positioning and possible speed adjustment. Road narrows on the right, or left if the symbol is reversed, indicates that one side of the road becomes narrower, requiring caution, especially when passing other vehicles. Additional plates for road narrowing signs. These plates provide extra information when the road width is restricted, helping drivers prepare for changing conditions. Plates used with road narrows signs. These may indicate specific details, such as the length of the narrow section or advisory speed limits. Narrow road warnings. Oncoming vehicles in the middle of the road warns that due to road narrowing, vehicles from both directions may be using the center of the road. Extra caution is needed when approaching. Single-file traffic indicates that vehicles must proceed in a single line, often due to temporary roadworks or narrow lanes. Single-track road warns that the road is only wide enough for one vehicle at a time, requiring drivers to use passing places to allow oncoming traffic to pass. Traffic flow and road edge warning signs. These signs provide important information about changes in road layout and traffic direction. End of dual carriageway indicates that the road ahead changes from a dual carriageway to a single carriageway. Drivers should be prepared for possible changes in speed limits and overtaking rules. Two-way traffic warns that traffic now flows in both directions, often after a section of one-way road or a dual carriageway. Extra caution is needed when driving. Two-way traffic on route crossing ahead indicates that an upcoming junction leads to a road with two-way traffic. Drivers should check for vehicles coming from both directions. Worded warnings. Ford, flood, gate, gates, or no smoking. These signs alert drivers to specific conditions. Ford warns of a shallow water crossing, while flood indicates a high risk of water on the road. Gate and gates warn about barriers across the road. Try brakes after crossing a ford or before descending a steep hill reminds drivers to check their brakes after passing through water or before going downhill to prevent loss of control. Steep hill warnings. Steep hill downwards, 10% is equivalent to 110, warns of a steep downhill slope where braking is necessary. Steep hill upwards, 20% is equivalent to 1 to 5, alerts drivers to a steep uphill climb where lower gears may be needed. Sign used with steep hill or try your brake signs provides additional instructions, often advising the use of low gear. Low gear for 1.5 miles instructs drivers to stay in a lower gear for improved control over a long, steep descent. Low gear now. Immediate instruction to shift to a lower gear for better control. Keep in low gear, a reminder to maintain a low gear over an extended stretch of road. Plates used with steep hill signs. Opening or swing bridge warns of a bridge that may open for boats, requiring drivers to stop. Quayside or riverbank alerts drivers that the road runs alongside water, requiring extra caution. End of bridge parapet, abutment wall, tunnel mouth, etc. Warns about sudden structural changes that could be hazardous. Watercourse alongside road indicates a river, canal, or waterway next to the road, cautioning drivers about potential flooding or skidding risks. Soft verges for 2 miles warns that the edges of the road are unstable and may not support a vehicle pulling over. Other road condition warnings. Tunnel alerts drivers to an approaching tunnel where lighting and ventilation conditions may change. Hump bridge warns of a bridge with a sharp rise, requiring reduced speed. Uneven road indicates a rough or bumpy road surface ahead, requiring slower speeds for safe driving. Slippery road warns of a surface that may be slippery due to rain, ice, or oil. Side winds alerts drivers to strong crosswinds that could affect vehicle stability, especially for high-sided vehicles. Distance and direction warnings. Distance to hazard 400 yards indicates the exact distance to an upcoming hazard. Distance and direction to hazard 250 yards shows both distance and direction to prepare drivers in advance. Distance over which hazard extends for 2 miles warns that a hazard such as steep slopes, soft verges, or slippery roads will continue for a specified distance. Aircraft and noise warnings. Low-flying aircraft or sudden aircraft noise alerts drivers that aircraft may fly low over the road, causing sudden loud noises that could startle drivers. Gliders likely warns of areas where gliders frequently operate, requiring extra awareness. Low-flying helicopters, or sudden helicopter noise, indicates areas near air bases or emergency zones, where helicopters may fly low, creating sudden noise disturbances. Falling rocks and road conditions. Risk of falling or fallen rocks warns drivers in mountainous or rocky areas where loose rocks may fall onto the road. Traffic queues likely ahead alerts drivers to frequent congestion and the possibility of sudden stops. Slow-moving military vehicles likely to be in or crossing the road cautions drivers about slow-moving military convoys or vehicles that may cross unexpectedly. Slow-moving vehicles for distance shown warns that large or slow vehicles may be on the road for an extended distance, requiring patience and caution when overtaking. Weather and environmental warnings. Risk of ice alerts drivers to the possibility of icy road conditions that could reduce traction. Ice may be varied to snowdrifts. In areas prone to extreme weather, this sign warns of significant snowfall or drifting snow that may obstruct the road. Emergency and special signal warnings. Warning of signals notifies drivers of upcoming emergency signals, such as railway crossings or controlled access zones. Fire may be varied to ambulance or police, indicates emergency services have priority in the area and may enter across the road unexpectedly. Other danger, a generic warning sign where an additional plate explains the specific hazard, such as loose gravel or hidden dips. pedestrian and crossing warnings. Zebra or parallel crossing alerts drivers to pedestrian crossings where they must yield to pedestrians. Pedestrians in road for distance shown warns that pedestrians may be walking on the road itself over a specific distance, often in rural or construction areas. Frail, blind, or disabled pedestrians likely to cross the road ahead indicates that vulnerable pedestrians, such as the elderly, visually impaired, or disabled individuals, may be crossing. Drivers should slow down and be prepared to stop if necessary. Pedestrian and school warnings. Children going to or from school alerts drivers to school zones where children may be crossing or walking near the road. Alternative plates used with school sign. Additional signs may provide more details about school-related crossings. Lights warning of children crossing. Flashing lights indicate active school crossing times when children are likely to be in the road. Part-time advisory 20 miles per hour speed limit near a school. Instructs drivers to reduce speed near a school during specific hours for student safety. Pedestrians likely to be crossing a high-speed road without a crossing point. Warns that people may be crossing a busy road in areas where no designated pedestrian crossings exist. School crossing patrol ahead. A school crossing guard may be assisting children across the road. Some signs have flashing amber lights when active. Horse and animal warnings. Horse-drawn vehicles likely in the road alerts drivers to slow-moving horse-drawn carts or carriages. Accompanied horses or ponies likely to be in or crossing the road warns of riders on horseback, advising caution. Wild horses or ponies found in open countryside where free roaming horses or ponies may unexpectedly enter the road. Wild animals indicates the presence of large wild animals such as deer that may cross the road suddenly. Small wild animals warns of smaller wildlife like badgers, foxes, or rabbits frequently crossing. Wildfowl used near wetlands where ducks, geese, or other water birds may cross. Migratory toad crossing alerts drivers to seasonal movements of toads crossing the road, often seen in rural areas. Farm and agricultural warnings. Sheep warns that sheep may be grazing near or crossing the road. Agricultural vehicles indicate slow-moving farm vehicles, such as tractors or harvesters, that may enter the road. Area infected by animal disease. A special advisory to warn of restricted areas due to disease outbreaks affecting livestock. Cyclist warnings. Pedal cycle route crossing or joining the road ahead alerts drivers to cyclists merging onto the road from a designated cycle route. Plates used with cycle route ahead sign. Additional signs provide more specific information about cyclist presence. Cattle warnings. Cattle grid with indication of bypass for horse-drawn vehicles and animals warns of a cattle grid and shows an alternative route for horses or livestock. Cattle indicates that cows may be on or near the road, requiring extra caution. Supervised cattle crossing ahead alerts drivers that cattle will be actively moved across the road. Supervised cattle crossing, a sign used in rural areas where farm animals are regularly guided across roads. Railway and tram warnings. Trams crossing ahead warns of tram tracks intersecting the road. Drivers should watch for trams. Level crossing with barrier or gate ahead indicates a railway crossing with physical barriers or gates. Level crossing without barrier or gate ahead, no physical barriers present. Proceed with caution. Level crossing without barrier, direct warning that no gate or barrier protects the railway crossing. Light signals ahead at level crossing, airfield, or bridge alerts drivers to upcoming traffic signals regulating crossings. Miniature warning lights at level crossings. Small warning lights used at level crossings to signal approaching trains. Height and clearance warnings. Overhead electric cable. Danger of overhead power lines. Plate specifies maximum vehicle height allowed. Available width of headroom indicated displays the maximum vehicle height that can safely pass under a bridge or tunnel. That's it for today's video on traffic signs, the signing system, and warning signs. Understanding these signs is crucial for safe driving and passing your theory test. But there's more to learn. Be sure to check out our other videos where we cover regulatory signs, information signs, and road markings to complete your preparation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the UK Car Driving Theory channel. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your driving theory test.